What's going on, everybody? Dr. from Average Gamer, guys, back with you yet again. And as you guys can see, we're going to do yet one more crate opening. We've got some Zephyr crates today, just a random amount. Been trading around, been picking up some things over the past couple of days. And, I talked a lot about how I hadn't opened any of these crates, how I wasn't a big fan of most of these wheels. Actually, the reactors have kind of grown on me a little bit. But we've got mainframe and we've got singularity in here. And, we really want a mainframe. Just look how clean that looks. Little titanium white one wouldn't be bad. So we're going to pop a couple of these open. We got 61. We're just going to open all of them. Again, thanks for hanging out with me. We're going to jump right into this. And we've had some pretty exciting past couple of days as we roll through just in Rocket League. So if you aren't a big fan or haven't been paying too much attention to the pro scene of things, Season 6 of the World Championships just finished. And that's pretty awesome. Cloud9 ended up taking the victory. They dropped into the lower bracket very, very early into the tournament and ended up going all the way to the finals. Did a bracket reset, which means they came from the lower bracket. It's a double elimination. Came from a lower bracket. Ended up winning the first best-of-7 series against Dignitas, who's a European team. Cloud9, obviously a North American team. And they ended up winning the first series and then ended up winning the second series, which isn't unheard of, but is extremely, extremely hard to do. If you get a chance, and I watched it because it was double painted drop. There's some really cool painted drops that they had going on, some good season RLCS rewards going on this season, and just the level of play, though, is honestly, it's amazing. It's so intense, it's great. And really recommend, if you haven't watched it or you're not big into the pro scene, I really, really recommend go check it out, especially the last couple of series with Cloud9, with Dignitas. Just some great high-level gameplay. Really, a lot of Cloud9's matches throughout the entirety of the weekend were really, really good. A lot of them went to like best of fives or all the way close to the end of the series. So it was just honestly just a great weekend. It was like 3 days, I think, of games from, again, the best teams in Rocket League with some of the best players in Rocket League. And really recommend, just go check it out. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan. I've got a couple favorite players that I like to watch, a couple favorite teams. Cloud9 is actually one of my more favorite teams. I really like to watch them. They're always enjoyable to watch. But Dignitas was the team that had gone into the championships completely undefeated. They were undefeated the entire season. They were undefeated. They had not lost a single series the entire time, all the way through up until their final, essentially 2 sets, if you will, for the bracket reset, all the way completely through the entire season. Didn't lose a single series. Obviously lost a couple games, but did not lose a single series. And then went down to Cloud9 in two series in a row. And it was just incredible, just awesome. Like I said, go check it out. I'm not sure if it's up. I haven't honestly looked, but I'm sure it'll either be up on YouTube or you can go to Twitch and watch the playback. Absolutely just incredible. And honestly, that's a side of Rocket League that is really, I think, going to continue to grow. They've got the finals of the Collegiate Rocket League going on here in a week or so. I think December 8th. So maybe a couple of weeks is coming up. So they're going to finish that up, which is really neat. That's been a fun series. Honestly, that's play more I would expect from the level of those players that they're at, especially they're in college. It's not their full-time job, but obviously a lot of them have aspirations to be able to get there, and really enjoy all of that. And I think they're the pro scene side of things, and I think, my opinion, it's the best thing for this game moving forward. It obviously generates a lot of talk, gets a lot of people into the game, keeps people into the game. So all in all, really good. I didn't want to spend too much time on that, but I did have to talk about it. It is so fresh. And like I said, really recommend, if you haven't seen any of it, get out there, go take a look. I think you would be really, really impressed. Even if you're a higher level player, I think you'd be really, really impressed with the play that's going on. So go check that out. Beyond that, I just hope everybody's doing good. Like I said, trying to get some more content up, be more consistent. I know a couple of you have been asking for the trade up video. As soon as we finish these out, whatever we get from this, we're going to do a whole Zephyr elevation golden pumpkin trade up series. We'll mash all that stuff into one. I wanted to wait until I finished this, and I figured since we hadn't opened any of these crates, we're not going to get too crazy with it. We'll get a painted Starlighter here, but we're not going to get too crazy with it. But I figured I'd open some of these up. Really just looking for a mainframe, honestly. Singularity, I've been able to pick up a couple just through trades. Really like it. It's a really neat goal explosion. I would not be upset if we got one. Obviously, if we picked up a Fire God, I wouldn't be mad at that either. Some painted reactors would be pretty cool. Beyond that, I don't know that there's much else in this. You know, not a big fan of dynamos. Wow, can't talk tonight. Virtual Wave, Cyclone, I want one just to have one of the cars. I think it's cool. Not the biggest fan of the Threads or the Libertines. Binary's neat. I definitely take a couple painted versions of these. Always helpful. And then nothing really jumping out as, you know, the Chanico is pretty cool for the Octane. Nothing else really jumping out for me as far as the rest of this crate. So didn't want to go too all in, but figured I should at least open up some. Got the keys, got the crates. These were pretty easy to pick up, which is kind of nice doing it a little bit after the fact. Everything's pretty cheap. Obviously, the big stuff out of this won't be worth quite as much, but a titanium white mainframe still goes pretty well. And we'll see. We'll see how the luck is after the last couple crate openings. I'm just hoping we can get close to that luck. Just close at all, but hopefully everybody's doing good out there. Hopefully you're having whatever day you're watching this on, morning, night, afternoon, after school, during school, whenever you're watching it, at work, just hopefully you're having a good day. And hopefully just cracking some of these crates, sitting back with me, hanging out for a few minutes, can just make your day better, hopefully. We're going to see if we can't. See, again, I would take some of these. Octane decals are never bad. It's a decent design, pretty neat. I would definitely take some painted stuff here. We could get a couple. I think we've only seen one painted Starlighter. I think that was it. Everything else, we've gotten some certifications. So not too terrible. Can't complain too much about that. We're going to see what we can pick up here. Astaroth. I actually kind of like this breakout decal. I don't use the original breakout. This is painted, of course. Can't tell you what color. That's actually a pretty neat little decal there. Just don't use the breakout. Don't use the breakout. I see a couple people every once in a while. I've been seeing over the last, 2 weeks or so, been seeing a bigger variety of cars being used, which I think is really, really interesting. And definitely something that's cool. That's neat. I always like to see new. I think we literally have the same. These were both crimson. Definitely like to see people's designs. People using different wheels, different cars, obviously. Not only black markets, but all black markets look a little bit differently on different cars and how you have them set up. Obviously, color combinations are big, but just the lines and some of the different ways that they're built up. Painted certified, and this is purple, I do believe, and that's pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked for this. Again, trails, we can always use painted trails. Always have something to match up and to be able to use. Always looking for something because there really is not a good variety really up until binary and the one from the elevation crate. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I'll be curious to see what the certification is, but that's pretty cool. And I think I like binary because it's just so, there's not a lot to it. It's not super flashy. I like the trail to kind of accent the car but not be anything too crazy. And I think they did a nice job with it. It's a cool pattern. It's definitely something a little bit different as far as a trail than they've done before. I'm glad to see that they're not reskinning. Whatever it is, Starlighter, we love you, I guess. It's our third painted one of those. But a couple back to back, I think almost painted items. So I'm not going to be too upset about that. Like I said, we take some reactor wheels. I do like that. I think it's interesting in this crate that we see an Octane ZSR decal, because really you don't see very many people at all using that. I think that's really interesting that we see that in here. That hasn't gotten, again, I'm going to be mistaken if I say this, but I don't think that's gotten any love in a while. And these are painted purple, I do believe, because I think originally they're kind of more sky blue. Yes, they are. Those are pretty cool. I don't know what it is about the threads. I think it's the center portion of the wheel that I'm not the biggest fan of. I can't, with this car, I can't really see the tread too much, so I'm not sure. Just not the biggest fan for me. I've been really, really big on the Aero Mages as of late. I've been trying to pick up the set of those, especially with all the double painted drops and everything going on from, again, RLCS this past weekend. So there's a lot out there. They don't seem to be too crazy expensive right now, which is always great if you're trying to pick up a set for pretty cheap. They're, most of them, at least on Xbox, are going only for a couple of keys. So, like I said, there's some opportunity. That's the nice thing about these long RLCS weekends when they do the double painted, because just people, again, you get rewarded for watching. You get to really see some really good high level gameplay, and you get some rewards on the back end. Hopefully, some people are super unlucky, so I'm sure there's a couple of you out there that like got absolutely nothing or got nothing painted, which I feel you. I've been there before, and I'm sorry. I was lucky enough to get a couple of things this past drop, which I'm pretty excited about. And again, these are cool. I want to see some painted versions of these, though, for sure. We're about halfway through. Not doing too bad. Nothing super crazy yet. But we got plenty of crates to go here and see how we can do. Again, I'll take a couple of these. If we can get some paint on them, I'm really not going to be too mad about that. And no paint for that one. And we will continue clicking on through. Saw that Singularity roll by. I would not be mad at that. Really, though, I think the biggest thing looking for mainframe. I would take just a straight mainframe too. I'm not even going to be picky. You don't even have to paint it. Just a standard one. Totally fine. I'm big on black markets now, especially with key trading and everything on Xbox. A lot of them have become so much easier to get. I'm just a big fan of trying to have one of each. But I personally, I try not to buy them. See, I take either one of those, but I try not to buy them. I like to just open them. So kind of hoping I can open them. It has that special little feel. This really slowed down for some reason. I don't know. We got a Mrs. Avocado banner. Interesting, neat. Some of you out there, I'm sure, like it. I'm not a super flashy banner kind of guy. I like that they've done that, though. It's definitely given some variety to the crate, which is to the crates ever since they've introduced those. Same thing with the trails and introducing new and painted versions of those. I think I'll be interesting to see what the next, future, really what the next future, what am I trying to say? Customization, that was the word I couldn't think of. Customization option is for Rocket League. It's going to be very interesting, I think. That's certified. That is a nice kind of like cobalt sky bluish color to it already. So that's not too bad. You guys know, if you've been watching it, even the past couple of openings, I'm a big sky blue fan. Rocking the sky blue Aero Mages today. Again, an Octane ZSR decal. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. But yeah, I'll be really interesting. We've got a couple weeks left for Rocket Pass as it comes to a close. Be curious to see what they're going to do with the next one of those. So we've got kind of this weird, I won't say in-between time, but we've got this in-between time where RLCS is pretty much done. Again, you've got Collegiate Rocket League just about to finish up. And we've got the Rocket Pass coming to an end. Some last opportunity to grind a little bit. I'll be curious if the last weekend or a couple of days they do a double painted. It'd be a perfect opportunity. Nice, we got one of these. I'm pretty stoked for this. This is solid. Like I said, I like to have one of each of the cars. This thing does look really cool. I don't think I'll use it. It's probably too long of a body car for me. But I think we've just about gotten one of everything except for dynamos. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see what the rest of this. I mean, we've gotten 4 of these now, maybe 3. I'm not doing a good job of keeping track. Not a single one painted so far. 24 crates left. But like I said, we've got a couple weeks left, so I'll be curious again if they do one more double painted before it's over. I think that would be kind of smart. And then we should be hearing about the next Rocket Pass coming up pretty soon. And then really, I mean, we're rolling into the holidays. I would actually like to see if they could do a double painted weekend, couple days at least, maybe right around Thanksgiving. Again, I know that's not a worldwide holiday, but a lot of folks celebrate. It would just, to me, it just makes sense. Just trying to throw those good ideas out there. People are home. People take the days off. People spend time with their families. But again, they're home typically, have opportunities. Kids are out of school, colleges and stuff. Everybody, a lot of folks take off during that time frame. So it'd be interesting to see what they do for that. But we're getting close to the holidays. I expect, we'll be probably hearing something actually in the next maybe week or right after Thanksgiving about what we can expect for the Christmas, the happy holidays time. So I'm pretty stoked for that. So again, we're at this kind of like interesting intermediate period in Rocket League. We haven't had a new crate in at least a little while. I don't know if we'll see one. It'll be interesting, maybe new Rocket Pass, new crate at the same time. I don't know if that worked out well for him this past time or not. Some people would say it did, it was okay. Some people would say it didn't. I don't really know. Hard for me to judge. I wasn't super in tune to the new items and the crates at the time when they both came out, so I have to kind of reserve my opinion on that, but it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, I think we're at that time period where it makes sense, but again, with the holidays and everything and the new Rocket Pass, there's a lot going on that they can do. So just be interesting. Obviously a good time for the game, and we'll see what happens. We'll really see what happens. I expect some variances of changes probably with the Rocket Pass, at least a little bit. Especially as they bring out the new one, and I think the previous one, I'd be interesting for them to release some stats on how many people picked up the premium version of the Rocket Pass. That would be really interesting to me across all systems. How many people ended up picking one up would really tell me how popular it is, and then to compare that to statistics for say the next one, especially considering that trading for keys and things like that. If you paid for the premium one this time, if you played enough, you really get the next one for free, which I think is a great idea. So I'll be curious to see. I would like to see some statistics. I don't know if they'll release that or not, or if they have already. Honestly, I haven't checked. But yeah. So again, nothing super crazy here. We've got one quarter of these left. I think we started with 61, 62. This is crate number 15 here. I don't know. I'd like to see something. We've got a couple cool, neat little items. We're getting a little bit of everything. You could just spike a black market here, or that'd be fine. Painted reactors would be cool too. Painted cyclone. I'm open. There's some dynamos. Okay, so I think officially at this point we've gotten everything out of the crate, if I'm not mistaken. At this point, regular dynamos, they're not terrible. They're like a better. I'm not even going to compare them to it because that just does dynamos a disservice. I was going to say something about the those terrible fidget spinners that came out. They're not that, but I don't know. And what is with not being able to get one of these decals painted? I mean, that would just make me happy. Again, just do this for the fun. I'm stoked to have all these items. I'm happy to be able to do some trade-ups. Not really looking sure what, I guess really trying to maybe trade up into some binary very rare trails painted. You can paint this one, be totally cool with that. There we go. A painted and certified. Hard to tell. Orange, I think. I'm going to say orange. We'll go with orange. We'll check what it is. It could be saffron. It's really close. Or burnt sienna. I really don't know. It looks a little too bright. But again, we got some variants there, so pretty cool. We got a purple. We got the regular one at green. Now we've got, again, like an orange burnt sienna one. I hope I'm not super off and it's like saffron, but I don't think so. My gut is telling me orange. We've got a ton of these we can trade up, so I'm totally cool with that. 10 crates left. Like I said, a little bit of luck tonight. That'd be all right. You just passed like the 3 things that I want. Painted any of those, be all right. I'll take this back. I actually have seen a couple of dynamos painted, pretty cool. I think the blues, especially cobalt. I think I've seen cobalt look pretty sweet. Again, I'd really take it. I'd take that. Come on, not a Mrs. Avocado. What am I gonna do with that? Not use it, that's for sure. Trade up. It's trade up fodder, guys. It's trade up fodder. That's what it is. Straight for trade ups. That's all we're looking for here. There's some threads. We're doing some decent painted luck, honestly, on the very rares today. Painted, we got purple. Now we got saffron. 100% saffron on those. They don't look they don't look terrible. They're not the worst very rare wheel we've ever had. Just not my style. Not my style. Again, I think it's the little circles in the center. A little circle with the white dot. I don't know. That part of it kind of reminds me of fire plugs a little bit. Obviously, the fire plugs was definitely very. It stood out a lot more, but I think that's why I don't know. I just like a really clean-faced, very rare wheel that goes all the way across. Can we just paint this, please? It's not going to be. What am I talking about? I'm not that lucky tonight. See? Told you guys. And it's not like I can reverse trade up into those either. You just have to be lucky enough to open them. And I've seen, 6 or 7 of them. I think 1 or 2 of them have been certified. As I say, is it going to give me another one? It's given me a lot of these. I don't know what the deal is with this. I used the Jaeger for a long time too. We've got 4 left. This one went pretty quick, especially comparative to the last couple crate openings. So we're just going to wrap this up again at the end of it. We'll just do a quick review of what we got. Take a look. Again, unless these last 3 crates are absolutely crazy, which they can be. Which they absolutely can be. We shall see. Still waiting for, a mainframe like right now would be just perfect. It would really cap it off. It would really say thank you to the people that are watching this video all the way to the end. It's the next crate, guys. Sorry. If you're watching, you're still here. You've watched all the way to the end. First of all, thank you. Welcome. If you're new, welcome. We've got 2 crates left. Drop something down in the comments. Say hey. If you're new, say hey. If you've been here a while, say hey as well. Let me know what you think. Let me know how hyped you are for the trade up video, because honestly that's going to be probably better than this. Again, not upset. We got some neat painted stuff, some cool painted decals. The binaries I think are the thing I'm most excited about. We got one of everything out of the crate so far as exotics on down. Can't be too upset. What are we going to finish with? A little bit of Libertines. Not bad. Again, good trade up fodder. We'll be able to use these. Not going to use these wheels, so we'll wrap it up. But again, if you've been here before, thank you. If you're new, also thank you. Look at these. We got 8 of these. Not a single one of them painted. That's insane. That's just bad luck on those. Go to our most recent here. They really need to fix this, but so what all did we get as we close this one out here? We got the Breakout, Playmaker. So those were saffron. Guardian orange, very cool. Like I said, happy about those. The dynamos, some cool. We got a crimson one of those. The cyclone, titanium white, pretty neat. A scorer, virtual wave, not the worst cert in the world for sure. Reactors, crimson one of those. Purple playmaker, all the P's in this one. Nice. So pretty happy about those, honestly. Like I said, these will be something that we'll keep in the inventory and definitely use. We got quite a few of these. Crimson, Libertines, a couple dot matrix. Again, 7 of these, which is just insane. We got a standard one of those as well. Again, like I said, I picked up one of these earlier just because it was only just a couple of keys. So we did get striker threads. So I don't know if I'm sure I can do something with those. But again, not the craziest crate opening, but that is the luck sometimes, especially as we do a lot of these. So again, thank you guys so very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Look forward to, I will do my best to get the trade up video out here in a couple of days, so stay tuned to the channel. And the end of this week is really going to be awesome. We've got a lot of other stuff coming in. Fallout 76 is getting released. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is coming out. So we've got a lot of other stuff that we're going to be diving into. Not sure what I'm going to do with the Fallout 76 series, but it's going to be up on the channel. It might be tidbits. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm probably going to dive in and just record as we go. Might live stream it a little bit. Really not too sure, but if you're a fan, stay tuned. If not, we're going to keep working the Rocket League thing. We're also going to try to work in some Call of Duty as well. As we get going here, me and Sloth are just kind of talking through schedules and getting some things worked out. So we will be back together shortly, I promise. But in the meantime, stay tuned to the channel. We've got a couple other things planned as far as Rocket League. And yeah, just thank you guys so very much. If you stuck to the end, really sincerely thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the views, the likes, the comments. Love to chat with you guys in the comments. So please drop something down below. And yeah, just thanks for watching. Thank you for watching. Whew, it's late. I gotta go to bed. Later, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Doc from Average Gamer, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. See ya.